Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashem, El Shai, Bashem, Kakadash, double honors and salutations to the others and apostles who grip stone of well, and the Akim, try to fuck on us of the earth, preaching the gospel of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, intelligence of mind and sincerity of truth. This is Brother Nash DC Camp, another lesson to edify the hopeful elect. Yep, so you see on the screen, the aftermath of the salvation that we're going to receive, and the destruction that's upon the face of the earth. All right, so the image is from the video from the GMS Miami camp. I believe it was uploaded, shared with the Akim on the 14th of May this year, 2020. Yeah, so it's something I just saw, when I was doing my search, and I realized that, what, I'm just going to go with what the brothers have, because it's beautiful to see how the Spirit inspires brothers to do lessons to edify, the whole nation of Israel that's willing to be saved from the war that's coming upon the face of the earth, because it's high time people wake out of sleep and stop thinking that they're going to stay here and have children and, be more prosperous when it comes to finances and accumulation of wealth. That's not what America is set up for us to do. That's not what this current age is set up for us. All right, it's just the age for us to be corrected and to be chastened of the Lord, so that we can be delivered from the perils that are coming upon the face of the earth. So I'm going to read a quick precept. It's going to be from the book of Revelation chapter 15. It's all about the points. And I won't, run my mouth that much. I'm just going to get a lot of the precepts. So I'm going to read from verse 15. Revelation chapter 15 verse 1 says, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High." And that's all the calamity that's coming upon the face of the earth. All right? The pestilence, the famines, and all the uproars of the people, and the earthquakes, and all that, and the race riots, the financial collapse. Those are all plagues that the Lord Yahweh Shai is unleashing upon the face of the earth. You hear about all the grasshoppers invading farmlands and just destroying crops and all that. And then you hear about all these, the earthquakes that's destroying people's properties and businesses and taking people's lives. It's all of the Lord, all right? Then verse 2 reads, "And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast." All right, so this image you have on the screen is basically what the Apostle John saw. He saw the destruction on the face of the earth, and he saw the people, the elect of our people, the nation of Israel, looking down, the people that were delivered from the place of drawing waters, right? And they did not have to partake of the calamities that was being brought upon the face of the earth, right? And it says, "And them that had gotten the victory over the beast." So it's definitely clear that our people that are holding on to the words of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai will have victory over Esau. We have victory over, his plans to have martial law, his plans to have a new world order, his plans to get our people chipped, to take the mark of the beast, all right? And over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. All right, so that's victory after victory after victory after victory. All right, it says, "Stand on the sea of glass, having harps of the Most High." So that's exactly what we're looking forward to. In this last days, man, we're looking forward to being saved. And then verse 3 says, "And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High Yahweh Shemashah Bashim Kakadash, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Right, and that's just the point right there. And then you read the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 2. All right, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. 60 verse 8. All right. The whole chapter is fine. The main point is in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8. It says, Who are these that fly as a cloud and as doves to their windows? And that's talking about the nation of our people. All right. Our people, when they're being delivered by the angels of the Lord, flying those UFOs, what you call the chariots of Israel. That's exactly what the description of Isaiah chapter 60 verse 8 is. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as doves to their windows? Okay, so it's a beautiful thing, man, that the Lord is going to get his angels to deliver us when all hell is breaking loose. Right, when martial law is being unleashed, right, throughout the four corners of the earth, and then you have World War III. The Lord is always going to look out for us, so that's one thing we have to take account of. Okay, and then when you see you're looking down the face of the earth, and you see that turmoil, the sea of glass mingled with fire. That's the judgment from the Lord Yahweh Shai that is going to, deliver upon, they say dump on our people, on the wicked of the earth. All right. So Job chapter 20, verse 23 to 25, it tells you what the Lord is about to do to the wicked of this world, right? To the wicked that's been oppressing us. Okay. So it says in verse 23, Job chapter 20, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eaten. Alright, so as Esau thinks that his plan is about to come to fruition, then the Lord Yahweh Shai will cause the angels to derail Esau's plans. Alright, so the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to let that happen. And then in verse 24 it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him true. Alright, so there's nothing Esau can do to escape his judgment. It's already set in place. Right, and then because the nuclear missiles is going to be the damage is going to be so bad that these elites are going to be shaken. Alright, then verse 25 says, it is drawn, and it cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Okay, and that's what's coming upon the face of the earth. Terrors, 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 terrors. Yeah, because when those nuclear missiles are launched, they know that that's a done deal. They're not going to be turned back. Alright, they can't defuse them. Alright, you can't render them inoperative once they've been launched. Okay, and that's the time that's approaching quickly. Alright, so you read the book of Isaiah chapter 28 verse 2. It says, behold, the Lord had a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and as a destroying storm. Alright, and that's what you're looking at down there. As a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And that's what's coming upon the face of the earth. Alright, that lake of fire, which is in the Holy Scriptures, that represents the destruction of America. Alright, because America is that lake of fire. Alright, that the Lord Yahweh Shai mentions in the book of Revelation. and you read Revelation chapter 20, verses 14, and no, but if you read from verse 11, Revelation chapter 20, verse 11, and I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Alright, so that's the Lord Yahweh. Alright, his judgment is coming upon the face of the earth, and they're not going to be able to hide from Yahweh Shai. As he's bringing the judgment upon the people. Because when you read Isaiah chapter 63, it tells you, the man dressed with the white linen and dyed with blood and all that, coming from Basra. All right. So it's Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. All right. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which are in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And that's exactly what the elect have to avoid. Alright? That's the reason why we make our bodies a living sacrifice. And we, pray that Lord Yahweh shall have mercy upon us. Alright, verse 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Alright? So we need to be aware, man, that second death is not a joke. Alright, the first death was by the flood during the time of Noah. And this second death is going to be terrible. Alright. So Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6 tells you that thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. So again, when you see the news reports about earthquakes, you see the news about lightnings and thunders and all the forest fires, always remember that's the Lord reminding you that all hell is going to be upon the face of the earth very soon, and we need to prepare. That's what it is. It's just a reminder. Alright, when you hear that earthquake, always remember that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. And what's going to let that happen? The nuclear missiles is going to cause the earth to be, shaken up. Alright, so always remember that. It's the Lord reminding you what's to come and how you can hide yourself. Alright. And I'll read that precept. Okay. Just bear with me 1 sec while I pull it up. Alright, it says in Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. All right, and that's that's what this image on the screen is telling you. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Alright, Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. All right, Isaiah 26 and 20. So always remember that, man. All right. And that's the reason why the Lord Yahweh Shai has let us know, allowed us to know that you don't want to be here. And when you read Revelation chapter 18, verse 4, it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." And that's clear. All right. So when you hear news reports about tremors and earthquakes throughout the four corners of the earth, always remember that. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. All right. That's what the Lord is telling you, that you need to get yourself together. You need to abandon the image of Babylon. All right. You have to abandon the way of life of Babylon, so you can be delivered from these calamities that's coming upon the face of the earth. All right. And then another precept I'd like to bring out, it's going to be from the book of Psalms chapter 50, verse 3, where it says, "Our power shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him." All right. Then verse 4 says, "He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people." Verse 5, "Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice." And that's the elect, the 144,000 throughout the four corners of the earth, the 1/3 of here in America, and the mixed multitude that will be delivered in these last days. All right. So that's the point that I came. I hope you've been edified, and I pray that the Lord Yahweh shall continue to inspire you to get more precepts, to understand prophecies that's currently taking place. Shalom.